Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. This is going to be the start of the New Frontier Swine Time, I guess, is what I'm going to name it, series. We own nothing. We have 500 grand, but that's actually not what we have because we're going to start ourselves off with some equipment and some land. I've done a bunch of investigating, and I'm pretty sure I want to look at, yeah, get our map up here. Pretty sure what I want is 27 and 35 to start with. So the first thing we're going to do is buy 27 and buy 35. And then we're going to look at getting some equipment. But in order to do that, we're going to need some money. So we're going to do a full setup here. I'm not going to hide any of that from you. So we're just going to give ourselves a ton of money, and then we'll bring it back down to nothing or near nothing later. Once we're set up. So, you know, we ended last series with about 88 million. So let's do that. We're not going to actually go anywhere near that. But we are going to start with I think one of these trucks, not the, I was hoping for a flatbed version of that. But nope, okay. We're going to start with a truck. Actually, it's this truck that I really like. This is a great truck. With wide tires, LED, top lights. No flashers. Sure, yes, light protection. Yep, front hydraulic. And we got the rear attacher. And the big engine is going to be our main truck. Yep, and the twin forestry wheels. So we're going to pick that up. We're also going to pick up the Nexat stuff. We're going to go into, well, brands. Well, actually, let's see. Got Nexat pack here. Right. So, given that we're going to start by doing pig farming, I've determined we're going to want sorghum, potato, barley, and soybean. And we're also going to want a planter and like a a tree planter, because we're going to plant up some lodgepole pine immediately. That'll be like one of the first things we need to do. So that can harvest our sorghum. Well, first we need the Nexat. So we're just going to get that. And we need this harvester. And a sprayer. And the planter. And the cedar. Oops, okay. Well, we have to go actually get some stuff out of the way first. Know actually which way this thing mounts up. Right, and I don't even remember how to do this. I do know we need the seed hopper as well. We may need the may need to mount yeah. May require a little bit of experimentation. Right. Well, we pulled this back. We'll figure it out. But I think we may need the seed hopper in order to actually mount the planter. Nope, I've done it again because that's going to be on the back. Ha! Wow. I am not being very efficient right now. This system is kind of wacky. I wonder if does this one actually mount on the back or something? I feel like They're not... How does one... hold O. Oh, attached from the other side. Okay, so I was correct. Ish. Okay, well that's good now that I realize that that's how it works. Got a bunch to go here. Okay, now I'm just holding O here. I don't know if I still have to hold O or not, but... Okay, I do. I have to hold O until it's actually connected. Then we connect. And now we can go into transport mode and send this thing at least in part home. I think home is... this way. Well, it's pretty slow. One thing I can do is just buy the piece that I really, really need. Well, we need cultivator. Okay, this requires a module in between. Right, we need the seed hopper. For sure. And we need... a hoe would be good. We need a cultivator. We're going to, okay. I think we're around the other side here. Oh wow. Alright, maybe I went the wrong way. Yeah, the extent of my planning so far was we're going to do pigs, and I like those two fields. And what do we need for pigs? And we're going to use Nexat for our farming. Getting these things home is pretty intense. Especially since I think I went absolutely the wrong direction. I should have gone around the other way. Let's see where our land is here. Okay, we're going the right way. It's way over there. One mod I forgot to install, which I will have to go out and install and come back, is the create fields with the cultivator. But for now, I think it's those guys. So we'll have to figure out what our true limit is eventually. But for now, we're just going to park these right here. Hello? How do we get rid of it now? Alright, I'm a little confused here. This is already not going great. We're gonna have to... Wow, that did not go well. Okay, well... Yeah, I think through 41 and 40, I think we want to go south. Which means going around this way. I'm going to take the southern end. So I guess I'll just time-lapse bringing these all home, and or maybe I'll just shove them all out of the way. Just so I can buy more. I think that might be a good option. It's just to totally shove them all out of the way. And then we can work on getting them home in a time lapse after. Because I still have a bunch of stuff I need to buy. I do want at least one normal tractor. We'll probably go with the Case 1H. Go with one of these guys. These guys are good. I'm liking them. Yep. This is hopefully that mount can mount the winch. And we want a winch and a tree planter. So we'll have to go down and get, definitely going to want a weight or two. Lay a nice big heavy weight. Something real weighty. That one's pretty good. But as you know, we like our orange. So it really stands out on the field and we don't lose it. So we've got to wait. And then, right, back to here, we need this tree planter. Although this guy plants, that's kind of a, that would really be the way to go at 240 versus 20. But yeah, we do want to watch our budget a little bit. We have that. And then we need this winch for sure. We're also going to want this. And we're going to want this just for shuffling and pushing and whatnot. Okay. That's all we need for trees right now. Because we're going to put the sawmill right down in our tree harvesting zone. Right, we still need to make some room. And then we've got to do some serious landscaping in order to get an actual farmyard out there. I didn't have to pick a distant spot though, that's for sure. It's a pretty big map. Right. Well, we may just cut some of this. Like this drive here. We don't need to worry about the drive right now. We're just getting equipment. Okay, we made it back. So what I was hoping to do was just shove a bunch of these guys out of the way. So we could pick them up at our leisure. There's one thing we can do. Oh right, I have to reset all that. Oh, we've got to do some settings stuff. So here we go. Got the time scale to real time, normal we wanted. I traffic doesn't matter on this map. But we're just going to turn it off anyway. Yes on seasonal. We'll let snow stay for now. Crop destruction on. Plowing off. No fieldstone. I'm going to go with no lime this time. I'll leave weeds. Faster destruction. I guess we'll just leave that. No automatic engine start. Stop and go braking. Yes. No normal fuel usage. No automatic fueling. No buying. Right. Those are the settings I like. And now we'll save it, just to ensure we get that stuff done. Alright. So now we can, like, well, we can grab this. Although I think I need to grab it from the other side, probably. Yeah. Okay, that will not work with that, which makes sense, but I will definitely pull this, or I certainly hope so. We can get this stuff out of the way, and then we can go in here. One big tractor. I ain't gonna pick that up on the front though. Well, we are gonna just drop some of this stuff out of the way. I almost feel like I should sell that other property and get closer property. We look at the map, we're way over there, where we could pick up 38 and 46. And yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Yep. We haven't done any setup. We'll be closer. Yeah, now our land is right there. But we can continue to push things out of the way. Oh, we spent about 3 million so far. Yeah. All right, so we still need well, we still need harvesters. But that plus the cultivator. Did I buy a cultivator? Now I can't remember. No. We didn't buy a cultivator. Okay. Because we tried, but it was not available. So we definitely want a cultivator. So we get the cultivator, and then we have that. We have that. We have that. We don't need that. Now I either have the planter or I have the seeder, but I don't have both. So we're gonna have to go look. So I think what we do actually here is it's this way. It looks like the seeder and not the planter, but I could be wrong. That's that, and then should be able to get this on there too. Ooh, wow. Alright, what are you? You look like a cultivator, but maybe with some seeding capabilities? Hard to tell. I think we can get all three of these on here. Okay, this is the planter. So, get this guy on here if we're lucky. And we can cultivate and plant or seed at the same time. Although it looks like the planter's not going to take it. Alright, I guess we don't get to do that together. I thought there was a way. But I guess... Okay, except we've still got corn? Okay, this thing doesn't do either of those. Yeah, but we still need something else. Well, we need one of those. And we need, I think, one of these. The flex draper versus, okay, that, what's the difference? Okay, that's 15, that's 15. Huh. Not 100%. Oh, that's the Macdon. Okay, we don't want that. We want this. More sense. Oh, slurry distributors. Okay, we could cultivate and slurry at the same time. I get it. So we own that one. We need this one. No space. Okay, well, one thing we do want to do is, I think we're in our field now. Yeah, we are in our realm. But we have to drop this stuff off here. Worry about picking other things up. I still think we can put the cedar It seems pretty flat. So we might be doing good to be putting our farm up here somewhere. We gotta go around and get some more of these off here. Okay, gonna go that way. We pick it up on this end. Yeah, like this. And our auto align. Of course, the benefits of the Nexat system are not fully realized within Farming Simulator 25 because a lot of it's about soil compaction and not driving over your your actual farmed area. And soil compaction doesn't really mean anything. We'll just these guys out of the way. Now I've got a cultivator and a seed hopper. We might need that seed hopper to pick up the planter. Yep. I was under the impression that you could run a planter and or a seeder anyway. Alright, what do we own? So we own that guy. We gotta go get. Okay, that's our planter. And the other guy is just a we still need the seeder. Maybe we can run them together. Yeah. We're gonna have to sell some of these things. Oh, okay, never mind. We go around the other way. We're gonna have to sell some of these crops for a bit, probably, before we can actually get going with. Alright, we need to do some. Alright, we own this channel there. We probably own all this wood here too. But my thoughts were to run just some long rows, one-shot rows. However, based on yields and what we need for our pig farming, was 3 rows of sorghum, 1 row of potatoes, 2 barley, and 2 soybean. I could be totally off, but what I do know is I need to pick up where is it? Must be in containers. No. Is it in productions? Oh, I don't remember where that bit goes. No, it's not there. It's gotta be. Huh. We will find it eventually. Mineral cell, no. Wait, the mineral cell, is that actually... That's got seeds and fertilizer and lime. I'm pretty sure. This will actually tell us what we own. So that's kind of one corner of our land. I'm just going to set that right there just to be marker. When do we even plant sorghum is the question. We got to figure out our planting schedule here as well. I'm sure there's things I'm missing, but I do think we have hit... Okay, sorghum is planted in April. Do we have anything that we're going to plant now? We don't want canola. Canola is not part of the plan. Sorghum, potato, barley, and soybean. When do soybeans go in? April. And the sorghum. The potatoes and the barley goes in next month. Okay. So we're actually going to write that down. And potatoes were when? April, March. March, and then barley is... Oh, no. Early as September. And soybeans are April. Okay. So our next thing, well, we want to buy... Okay, it's only gonna sell me fertilizer? I swear we can buy seeds in this thing too. Well, we're gonna fill her with fertilizer, I guess, and then see what else we can get. It'll be barley and sorghum in April. No, barley's September, which is next. Oh man, I am a little bit spacey here. But tell me I can buy seeds. Okay, we just have to buy the fertilizer first, apparently. Alright. I was still under the impression that we could load these guys up together. And that it would actually work together. But I must be wrong. Like... Is there no way to... Yeah, I don't know what that guy was telling me. What I do know is that I probably want to run the sawmill like down there somewhere. And then I'm going to want to plot out fields. But those fields are going to be somewhere along this line here. But that we're going to want to start with lots of maneuvering room. getting these guys to actually line up. That's probably about as good as it's going to get. But again, we are experiencing a need for a mod that we don't have. So I'm going to pop out and grab that field creation mod, and I will be back in a minute. All right, we are back, and we should be able to create fields now. Allow create field. Yep. We are literally going to just go all the way down. This will be the most efficient use of this thing. Although we probably want some room for some tree planting and whatnot, so that's probably good. Pick that up. We want 180. Or 180-ish anyway. So right, we need 3 for we need 3 lines for the sorghum, a line for potato, and 2 each on barley and soybean. So this, we can make this the sorghum field. We're actually going to leave a gap. We may need to harvest potatoes with a regular potato harvester. I don't think this thing actually has potato harvesting. Oh, so we've got the basicness of the fields down, but now we're going to go back. The potatoes are one row, so we don't really need to worry too much about that. But now we're going to go back and we're going to set up steering assist and look at what that gives us. So that's basically perfect. Now, if we're lucky, yes, we are very, very lucky. All right, so the plan here is to ensure that, all right, that is sweet. I'm really glad that worked. So the idea is that we're going to go down this line. And we're going to paint out. Okay, you did not do what I wanted you to do. There we go. All right, that one. I don't know if you can see what I'm kind of planning here, but oops. Okay, that's the guy. Right. So I have my line and I have my painting. We don't want animal mud, we want dirt. It's all labeled animal mud. I don't want asphalt. I want dirt. Straight up dirt, please. So if we set up a line on this, which is right along this line, we can just take it all the way down. Get these fields nice and squared up. So that should reset our lines. Assuming we get out of the field. Right. So like that one should be 2 as well. Those 2. We want this to be exactly 2. So if we go into construction, why did you, okay, there we go. This should give us, whoops. Well, that was a bad idea. Oh, here we go. Well, we got to get that back. I'll have to fix that line here in a moment. But that should line that one up. Although we do have to go now. Okay, that's the wrong. Hello. We're on this one. Yep. Hopefully it doesn't try to give us any jiggy-joggy type things. But this ought to give us our perfect line. Without any extra stuff. That tries to pull some junk, but I don't think, it doesn't look like it's going to try to pull any weirdness. So we can get this straightened out again. Just exactly like we want it. Yeah, there we go. So that's pretty much perfect. And once we get these preset, we should be fine. Because that's the line we want. That one right there. That should give us our straight. Nice straight lines. I have this precision line mod installed that allows me to get straight lines. But that should give us 3. And 2 and 2 and 1. Ah, it broke off. Man, however, sometimes it doesn't always work perfectly the way I want it to. But that's okay, because we're gonna get these guys lined up just the way we want them. Although that, okay, that's still, they're still wonky in terms of being reconfigured, although that one seems to be just about perfect. This one, however, doesn't seem to have gotten the message. No field detected. Okay. Well, they seem to have lost. I'll have to hit this one again. See what we can get. And then we'll have to paint it again. There we go. We want one line here. It should be alright now. A little bit too far. How about that? Yeah, I think that'll work. We lose it again? Man, you can't get a one-line Nexat, apparently. Alright, well, we gotta hit it again then. Okay. Oh no, field detected. Well, it looks like we had create fields off. Yeah, we had create fields off, so we didn't actually acquire that. Now we're actually creating a field. And maybe that will actually produce the one line we want. I mean, if we get it close enough, we don't need to worry about if we get it close enough, we don't need to worry about actually doing both parts, because we'll be able to All right. Yeah, that's close enough. So now let's repaint. Hopefully I don't screw this up again. All right. Real close. All right. Gone down. I remember which button to let go of first. And that button is the painting button. Well, who knows? Okay. We got one there. And we got two perfect lines there. Plus a center one for some reason. We've still got some weirdnesses here. Okay, let me turn that on and make sure that we're lined up with this perfectly. Feels correct, even though it's still got a weird side thing going. But if we're lucky, yeah, see, that is just perfect and beautiful. So hopefully that other one will repair itself soon. Although I might be able to just go fix it. I just have to see how far off it is. Yeah, I don't know what that third bit is about. I think that's just leftovers. Well, that could be due to that little jog up there, which we are about to fix. Alright, well this is as good I think as we're going to get for now. Make sure we're limited to fields. And make sure we pick up. Alright. So, and this is all storage possible. But we're done with the Nexat for the moment. We've got to get down and get trees planted. Means we need a trailer. We also need to be facing the right way. I think we need a Merlot. I think we might be best off rocking a Merlot. So we're going to buy a Merlot. And I'm going to buy forks, but not front loader, telehandler tools. We're going to buy the long forks. That the large, yeah, that's the one. And then we need a trailer. We need some way of carrying stuff. And I really like this Schwarzmuller low loader. But that doesn't work for our Merlot. So you know the transport wagon is not a bad dude. And will get us pretty far for a while. I did want to install the Bremer transport wagon longer one, but we'll just buy this one for now. Alright. Oh, and we need to buy a bunch of lodgepole. Although we could slap oak down, and the oak wasn't too terrible. Although it's too big for the... So I do oak, then I have to cut it up into smaller bits. If I do lodgepole, then I can knock it all down and shove it into place. I also need to buy some potatoes. We may need potato planting gear, although the Nexat is supposed to be able to plant potatoes. So, although I didn't see any potatoing stuff there, so maybe that just doesn't work. We may be doing potatoes all on its own. But what we're really after at the moment is our trees. We want to get our trees in first thing. I do believe we're going to have to go potatoes right off the bat. And I don't trust that the Nexat is going to be able to do potatoes because I've been lied to before. So we're going to buy this planter. I'm going to buy some potatoes. Maybe, nope. Maybe 6 of them. We're going to buy some trees. Now the question is, do we go with the fastest is oak. We go with oak. We're super fast, but we're limited on what we can pull. If we go lodgepole, we're nearly as fast, but they're a lot smaller. They're not that much smaller. I think we're going to go with pine because that's like, we look it up. Have this in here. It's not a good one to look up. Right. So we go by hours. Right. Oak 570 hours. 23.75 days. Lodgepole 39 days. If we go for oak, we're going to have to cut them up a little bit in order to drag them back, but until we can afford the Volvo high lift, which we're not going to buy because we're already spent going on 4 million here. So we're going to have to earn that. And we still got to buy pig farm and pigs. Although those will come later. So we're going to leave ourselves with about 1 million to be able to pick up the pig farm and the pigs, or maybe we'll make that a loan. But we look here, and if we're going to plant in the 38-day range, then we'd be better off with box elder. It'd be longer, but it'd be a little bit shorter. Like that's the lodgepole, 39 days. But oak is the fastest, and apple. I think oak produces more wood. So I think we're going to go with oak. And we're going to have to cut it into pieces until we can afford that there. Yep, and let's go with... Okay, well, I guess we could go with 8 pallets of oak. And put them all down. And right. Still got to worry about harvesting their potatoes. Oop, why you get stuck, bro? Alright. Alright, so if we put pig farms like right there, then we've got down to about here. Want to leave enough room to turn around. Alright, well we're gonna fix our money now real quick. minus 84422 490. Oops. 490. And now we have no money. And now we'll GS. Oh, now we'll borrow 500 grand from the. No. We'll GS money add 500. And now we will not manipulate our money anymore. We've got our starting equipment. I do believe we're going to sell some crops a few times. Hope I didn't forget anything key. I know I did not grab a harvester. That's okay. So I think we just go in a line here. You just go. Well, these are right on the edge. Hopefully I'll get to own them. Although maybe we want to own that next chunk down there. What we want to do is, when we put down the sawmill, we'll want to do it in this tree line, because we own at least that much more of the land. Well, I think that's enough tree for now. We want to have room for other things down here. So let's get these guys out of the way. So we need them for something. Be fine. Be about getting well, we're gonna lose that. Oh, we don't own we don't own a chainsaw. We get a McCullough. I had a Husqvarna last time. We'll get a Still this time. Right. I hate these trees. These are the worst kind of tree. I mean, I'm sure they're pretty and all, but as far as like cutting them down goes, they're a pain. So we own all the way up to about here. But we're looking at, all right, so let's look at some way to, what if we buy this land here? What if we buy 30? 30 gets us not the fields, but the property to build a proper farm on. Yep. All right. And we also own that little spot there for putting stuff down. Now, as far as our pull goes, as far as our yarder goes, we're going to have to cut those oaks in half to use the yarder. Okay, there's all those guys. And I'm trying to remember now. I think it's this way. Hopefully this is long enough. Get this, one of these big old trees out here somewhere. And we can put the, yeah. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pull all these trees, get them out of the way. Right, because we can put okay, where is it? We can start with the medium sawmill at 150, which is actually bigger than the large one. Then if we look at, okay, that's where that thing is. We could drag still overlaps, huh? Well, overlaps with me. Okay, well, we can put the sawmill down here. Yeah, somewhere down here. Of course, we're gonna have to do some landscaping when we do, but that's alright. We're not doing that just yet anyway. Why don't we see about getting our barley planted? You know, it'd be cool is if this truck could run that planter. I don't think it can. I don't think it has hydraulics. Or I don't think it has PTO. Ooh. Well, who knows? Of course, we don't do those till March, but might as well get them loaded up now, right? We're probably going to have to go with the small potato harvester to start with, because we're already at 367. What did I even spend? Oh, I bought that land. Right. Okay. Sorghum, barley, something, and potatoes. That something being soybeans, right. Sorghum, barley, soybeans, and potatoes. So, I don't know 100% whether this is actually valuable and will actually work, but we do need pigs. And our pigs are going to be over here. Our first set of pigs. So let us look at pigs. We can at least get the pig farm, assuming we can. Pigs. Okay, 164. That's kind of what we want. Although that works. Could do a pig farm there, and then we could set up another one. Later. Nope. Yes. All right. And a little funky. A lot funky. Go with soften. Strong. Big. All right. We've got us a pig farm. Oh. We want that to be soft too, though. The whole thing to be soft. All right. There we go. We've got us a pig farm. No pigs, but again, we don't have anything to feed them, so there's no point in buying pigs just yet. But we also need a way to make pig food. So we need to buy that. And I swapped to a slightly different one, which is the XXL version of the same mod that I had. So now we gotta decide where that goes. I think maybe we own this stuff. We're gonna put that there. You know, we don't own that field. We own the land around it, but we don't own the field. But that's fine. We put this like right here. Then that gives us room for at least probably 1 or 2 more pig farms with room to get in and out and around. Yeah. Okay, snapping on, bang. And then our standard smoothing operation. Yep. Now we can move on to September and plant our barley. Are you the planter, sir? I think you are. So we could actually run slurry this time because we've got a slurry distributor right there. We would just need the slurry module. But that happens once we have pigs. And that would be probably using the Nexat. Still wrongly aligned. Wrongly aligned from both sides. I had it right the first time. Unless it was trying to align to the other one. But so we have a slurry applicator, and I bet those slurry tanks on the Nexat are huge. Okay, that is not the planter we were looking for. Must be this one up here. Which, if I recall, was facing the wrong way when we last dropped it. Alright, that was fun. Got a had a program offering to update that I was really not actually interested in having interrupt me. There we go. Barley. Right, so we're ready for barley, and we own that little farmhousey thing over there. That's the one we used in the Zolonka. Right, so let's go sleep and see if we're going to survive this. Sure, the pigs are not a great one. So we'll sleep through and hit September. And we'll plant that barley, and then I think that'll be it for this episode. Slightly longer, probably. Oh, there we go. So let's see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does under AI control. It's going to roll down the center, I do believe, which is unfortunate. Because that's wasted motion. It's supposed to be two perfect lines. With a small tram line down the center. It's not supposed to be three. But I guess it is, as they say, what it is. So let me know what you think. You think this is going to work? I think I've got enough planted to get going on with feeding one group of pigs. Now our incident, we've got the pig farm, and pigs are cheap, $100 each. So we actually probably are pretty golden. Now this would be easier done just with me doing it. Because I can actually drive. And I can drive the two run myself and not worry about it. We'll get this barley in. And we'll be golden. Pretty interesting already. I can see wanting to buy more land nearly right away. I can also see that if I do it myself with GPS, that it'll be easier than letting the workers run their three line weirdness. Although who knows, maybe it'll fix itself through a full game restart a bit later. But we can just plant this in 2 runs. Back this up. Start again. Yeah, this should give us a tram line down the center. And then that should be a 2-pass. Oh, you know, I think if I made it 13.5, it would give me the tram line. I think that's the deal. Although maybe it would make it worse at 13.5. But on the scale of what we were doing last series, this is tiny. But it's still cool to get a new setup going and really give this Nexat a run for its money, because we can always make the fields just Nexat sized. And that is the barley planted, which is what I was hoping for. All right, let's get us a nice thumbnail. All right, we got our thumbnail, we got our setup. And then come March we'll be planting potatoes, and then in April is the sorghum and the soybeans. And I don't believe, I'm going to research a little more and see, and if you know for a fact that you can plant potatoes, let me know, and let me know how. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're going to enjoy the series, and I will catch you next time.